What's up guys, Ninth Gym here, back with another guide video. Today we're going to be talking about Garchomp. I have a few builds that we're going to be talking about. Some are more basic and simple than others, and we have options, and we have a few damage calcs to back some of these builds. This is a top 5 Pokemon right now. I think currently on Pikalytics it is sitting at number 2. There's number 3 right behind Murkrow. It's an incredibly strong Pokemon. It's incredibly good. It has a lot of really good options, and with Terra type ground, its earthquakes are doing ridiculously high power double stab damage. Really good. You have Sword Stance to set up, and you have things like, Rough Skin, Clear Amulet, Lumberry. You have Fire Terra typing, and an array of really strong moves. So the Pokemon is really customizable, as well as just a good Pokemon in general in the meta. Let's talk about the builds that we have. I have 3 builds currently. And our first one is going to be the defensive, more so Clear Amulet Sword Stance sweeping one, because once you Sword Stance, your damage is really ridiculous, and you don't need as much damage into that. So we poured our EVs into speed, and then mostly bulk, and then we have a little bit into attack as well, but, Clear Amulet. And Terra type ground is very solid for this Pokemon. Earthquake damage just is ridiculous. It's off the charts. We have Clear Amulet here, so we're not getting intimidated, which is really powerful. You also can't get, charmed and stuff like that. There are things like that in the meta. You can now change this, of course, if you don't want to go Clear Amulet, because Intimidate is really, kind of mid this season. We could change it to Lumberry, and that could be a really good option as well. And you could also just Fire type Terra if you want to. That's another option. So there's a lot of options here. You can also go Life Orb for this set if you want to, but I feel like Sword Stance really does the damage. I'd rather the item be more like utility than just like damage, but customizable, like I said. The ability Rough Skin, of course, is going to be on here. Now, you can change to Sandveil if you have it on a Tyranitar team, but that's pretty specific. So Rough Skin is the option here. We have Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Sword Dance, and Protect. Earthquake is our main move of choice. We have Dragon Claw as well, which is an alternative stab move. It also is a single targeting move, which is good because there are multiple wide guard Pokemon in the meta. Armarouge is a top 10 Pokemon. It's a typically wide guard user. We also have Gargonicle that's in the top 20, and that's also typically a wide guard user. So a lot of things to be careful of. This could just be Rock Slide as well, but Dragon Claw is really good, and single targeting stab, it's just a solid move. We have Sword Stance here as well. +2 to our attack is crazy. Like I said, this gets the job done for damage. So we do have a lot of bulk invested here. And Protect, because it's VGC, and I love Protect. When we have Sword Stance stuff, you don't want to Sword Stance and then be in a bad position the next turn. You're going to get Fake Outed and then destroyed. So, Protect is just pretty good with this set. As far as these stats go, we have 100 poured into HP, 108 poured into defense, max poured into speed. We just want to be as fast as possible with Jolly Nature as well, just 252 plus, all into speed. And then the leftover, all of that is 44 into our attack, and the leftover 4 into special defense because of how EV spread would work. So that is this build, pretty good bulk all around, HP and defense. Let's go ahead and show the things that I poured into these four to further explain the bulk. So first off, we have our Hydreigon Calc. This is a pretty imperative Pokemon to be in the meta. It's a top 5 contender. It's on a lot of teams. We have a Life Orb, 252 special attacking Hydreigon. Let me move this over here. We have a 252 special attack Life Orb, so max attack. Of course, it's not modest nature. It's going to be that, timid nature, because that's typically how it is right now. With Draco Meteor, stab, super effective damage. Now, this is without Terra, because they typically have been fire for Heat Wave or Flash Cannon, or Steel for Flash Cannon. So, as long as you Terra type out of this, we can live the Draco Meteor. So, if you Terra type out of Dragon, go to Ground, or Fire, if you are going that route to, skip over Will-O-Wisps, you do have the 82 to 96% damage coming out from that Hydreigon. We're living it. We're living it. As long as you, Terra type away from Dragon. We're looking pretty good. Now, if you don't, of course, you do perish here, none, boom, it's knocking out. It's knocking out is what I'm saying. But if we go into Ground, we're good. We live that. Very good calc. Then next, we have the Meowscarada Calc. We have Flower Trick here into our regular. Now, this is without Terra type Ground. If you Terra type Ground this one, well, it's knocking out. But if we don't, we are living a Flower Trick from 252 attack plus nature, Choice Band, Terra type Grass. That is every possible modifier you can have on Meowscarada. Top potential damage into our 100 HP, 108 defense. We're living. Very good calc. Very good calc. Now, this is without the Terra-type ground, like I said, you know, so if you are against a team that has, like, both Hydreigon and Meowscarada, then it's a little, you know, promiscuous here. But if you're up against one of the two, you know the threats, then boom, you Terra-type accordingly, which is really, really good. Look at that. We have max attack with the nature, not the nature. We have max attack, 252 attack, Life Orb, and Dragon Claw doing 85 to 101. Now, it does have a chance to OHKO, but it's a 6%. So that's a roll that I would take almost any day. So really good. I mean, just goes to show how powerful this bulk is, and we're still max speed. So pretty crazy. Now, as far as like offense goes, we're still hitting a lot of things with Swords Dance, like +2 at only being, what was it, 44 attack? So here we are with 44 attack and Swords Dance up. We are knocking out like opposing dragons most of the time, like things like Garchomp, we're just knocking it out. Same with Hydreigon. We are taking out huge damage, 149 to 177%. Very good calcs. We are hitting so many things super effectively, just taking them out. You know, let's look at Golden Go, even with a very defensive spread, you know, just to be very gracious here. We are still doing the damage with Earthquake. Even without the Terra type, we're still doing the damage. So very good. You know, Swords Dance gives us the damage so that we don't have to invest, so that we can invest in bulk. And it's very good. As far as our other builds go, we have a second and third build as well. Both are also equally viable, as well as, you know, customizable. For our second build, we have a ground type Terra. We have Life Orb here as our damage dealing item, just maxing our damage, you know, well, not really max because it's not nature, but just doing a lot of damage with Life Orb. Life Orb is a really good option here as well. You can change this to Lumberry if you want. If you're really afraid of those Will-O-Wisps, that's an option as well. Rough Skin, you can change Sand Veil if you're on a team with a Tyranitar or, you know, a Sand Setter, but Rough Skin really is optimal. We have Earthquake, Rock Slide, Dragon Claw, and Protect. And you can change out Swords Dance if you want, but like I said, you know, before, Swords Dance is really good for getting damage, and then you can go more into bulk and speed instead of the attack. So if you do that, I'd probably just go for the other build, and then maybe you can change up some items in Terra if you want. But for this moveset, yeah, Earthquake, it does the job. Rock Slide is a really good option. Dragon Claw is our best single targeting stab move for Dragon, which is just good. So across the build, this is a very basic build. It's one you'll see everywhere. It's not that crazy, not that creative, just basic. As far as the spread goes, we wanted max speed still 252 plus with that nature, jolly nature. So just max speed, and then pour the rest into attack, and then took away 1 point and put that into defense and special defense, because you can distribute 1 point for 2. Or if you don't want to and you want that damage, boom, there you go. For the third build, it's another really, you know, straightforward build. It's a Choice Scarf, doing a lot of damage as fast as possible. You know, you have very high speed with Choice Scarf, giving you that 1.5 times. Really relevant. Once again, you can change the Terra type. We do have ground here because the Earthquake is the name of the game. But Rock Slide is a really big piece of this build because we get, you know, really fast, strong Rock Slides that also give us a good chance to flinch. So, you know, you could change this to Rock if you want to. You can also just change it to Fire for the Will-O-Wisp, like the free Lumberry, essentially. All of that kind of stuff is really good. We have Rock Slide and Earthquake. Those are the main things we're doing. Dragon Claw for our Dragon coverage. This is really good for like Hydreigon, the Mirror Match, Dragonite. You have a lot of dragons in the meta. You also have Fire Fang as a really solid coverage option. Now, we do have other coverage options. I'm about to talk about those here in just a minute. So if Fire Fang doesn't suit your team, change it out. It's no problem at all. But of course, we are Choice Scarf, so it's not going to be Protect. It's not going to be Swords Dance, nothing like that. But Fire Fang is a good option. You have a lot of different cover moves. We'll talk about it here in just one moment. And for the spread, it's very basic. 252 into speed, 252 into attack. And because Choice Scarf is really covering our speed, we don't need the nature to be jolly, so we are going adamant instead. So plus, you know, into attack. And then we put the leftover 4 into HP. This could really go in any of these. You know, if you want to run some calcs, do that. But the 4 is not going to make a huge difference. So HP it is. That is about it for our builds, and then we're going to talk about a couple coverage moves and a couple options. We have Brick Break here for screens is solid, with Rock Tomb for speed control. This is really good on the you know, Choice Scarf build. If you want to go for like some fast coverage, not coverage, fast speed control, you have Rock Tomb. You also have Bulldoze. So both of those, you know, can lower speed, which is really solid. You have Stomping Tantrum if you want single targeting ground moves. We also have Stone Edge if you want single targeting rock moves. We have Iron Head, which is, you know, just valuable coverage. Same with Liquidation, Poison Jab, and Crunch. So a lot of options for Garchomp if, you know, Fire Fang doesn't suit your Choice Scarf team. then boom, you put on Crunch. You know, you need that dark coverage. It's that simple. So a lot of different things going on with Garchomp. Lumberry, Clear, Amulet. You have Life Orb. Focus Sash could see play in certain metas with like ice moves, you know, running rampant, but Terra kind of fixes that problem a little bit, making it so you don't really have that 4 times weakness anymore, which is very, very good. Yeah, Garchomp lands as a top 5 Pokemon in the meta without a doubt. You know, it's taking tournaments everywhere. It's everywhere in Top Cut. It's everywhere. It's Garchomp. That is it for the video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Mostly subscribe, and have a good day. Goodbye.